Hello, friends. Today we would embark upon a new journey which we have called as a series of episodes Teaching Tuesdays, which would help you carry forward the classroom transactions effectively. So, this first episode is talking about online teaching. We'll give you some tips about how to go about when you're teaching, when you're taking classes online. So, the first tip that I would like to give you is variety is the spice of learning. Successfully shifting from classroom based teaching to online teaching, we've already been doing, but then it requires some engagement strategy to begin with. After all, if your students are not paying attention, they're not able to learn anything. So, an engaged audience is also an active audience, and this results in a vibrant classroom environment and encourages the types of behaviors and results that you've always been wanting to see in your classroom. So, with a fun focused online teaching game plan, yes, I would call it as a game plan, because this entire planning is going to change the whole scenario, and the monotony that has again set in the classroom teaching also will really go away, and all that is possible. The engagement soon turns into a motivation, and motivation soon turns into a habit. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is show your face. Why? Because a disembodied voice is not half as engaging as seeing you in action. So turn on your camera and engage directly with your audience, your students. Number 2, set ground rules. Now, successful online requires a teaching strategy. That means you have a clear structure, and that structure requires certain rules to be set in. Having clear ground rules sets expectations to your students and encourages them to take your classroom environment and you take your classroom event very, very seriously. These rules should help to limit unnecessary interruptions and distractions. They will also ensure a safe learning environment and provide equal opportunity to all the students. You should discuss these rules before you start your class and make your expectations very very clear from your students. बच्चों को ये पता होना चाहिए कि हमें अगर कोई क्वेश्चन पुटअप करना है तो कैसे पुटअप करना है, हमें म्यूट पे रहना है जब मैम कुछ समझा रही हैं, या हम जब कुछ ध्यान से सुन रहा है जब मैम कुछ समझा रही हैं तो हमें सबको डिस्ट्रैक्शंस नहीं देनी बाकी की क्लास को, और उनको चैट फंक्शनैलिटी वो आपस में यूज़ कर सकते हैं या नहीं, ये भी आपको रूल्स में सेट करना पड़ेगा. सो another thing that we would like to talk about today is follow certain micro teaching principles. Now, micro teaching principles involve is based on the premise that every child, rather every age group, has got a different time of attention span. 6-year-old का बच्चा जो होता है वो उसका अटेंशन स्पैन ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 12 से 18 मिनट का होता है. तो अगर आप कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा रही हैं जो 12 से 18 मिनट से ज़्यादा लगेगा तो उस बच्चे का अटेंशन स्पैन नहीं रहेगा. And if you are teaching a 12-year-old, then his attention span can be 24 to 30 minutes. So consider your audience and bear this in your mind when you are creating a lesson plans. एंड अपने इससे आप क्या करेंगे कि आप अपने बच्चों को बेटर फोकस्ड रखेंगी क्लास में. एंड ये जो माइक्रो लर्निंग प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, इसका एक इम्पॉर्टेंट हिस्सा है चंकिंग. Chunking is breaking down your larger content into smaller chunks, into smaller pieces that can be consumed quickly. Now, think about all those areas where you can, break the large topics and draw out small topics from them, and then think about how you're going to communicate those to your students. Now, try to vary the medium wherever possible. to maintain engagement of the students. बिकॉज क्लासरूम में वैरायटी चाहिए, और वैरायटी के लिए आप हो सकता है आप शुरुआत के टाइम में उनको कॉन्सेप्ट एक्सप्लेन करें, फिर उसके बाद आप एक वीडियो प्ले कर दें उस कॉन्सेप्ट को ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से बच्चों को समझाने के लिए, और फिर उसके बाद मे बी यू कैन सॉलिसिट सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम देम, बिकॉज दैट इज़ हाउ यू वुड नो कि किसको समझ में कितना आया. And before you can conclude with the breakout room, or you can incorporate a breakout room in the in your complete scenario. We'll talk about the breakout rooms in a little while, but maybe you can finish with a quiz. So this way you will add variety to your programs. And next step, do not forget to check in periodically what your students are doing. I'm sure all of you must be doing this, but you'll have to keep it in mind कि just as in physical classroom आप ध्यान रखती हैं कि बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं क्या नहीं कर रहे. You'll have to ensure कि बच्चे यहाँ पे एक फ़र्क ही आ जाएगा कि वहाँ आप बच्चों के फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस देख के या इंटरैक्ट करके समझ सकती हैं उनको कितना समझ में आया है कितना नहीं आया है. यहाँ आपके पास उसको फिज़िकली कैरी ऑन करने का कोई तरीका नहीं है. तो इट्स वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप हर बच्चे से उसको इन्वॉल्व करें, और हर बच्चे से कभी कुछ चैलेंजिंग क्वेश्चन पुट अप करें एंड सॉलिसिट फर्दर क्वेश्चनिंग फ्रॉम देम, या कभी आपका लेवल ऑफ नॉलेज अपने स्टूडेंट्स का ऑलरेडी कितना एग्जिस्ट करता है, सो बिकॉज यू कैन टेक देम फ्रॉम नोन टू अननोन. And that is how you teach them a little tougher concept, and bridging this gap between their existing knowledge and the new knowledge that you want to give them. So there are a lot of video conferencing tools available. I'm sure you must be using them for your synchronous teaching also. But you can also depend on certain asynchronous formats also, जहाँ आप बच्चों को कुछ एक ऐसे वाला असाइनमेंट दे के छोड़ सकती हैं जहाँ वो लोग अपने वीडियोस को बना के या और किसी इंटरैक्टिव वे में आपको प्रेजेंटेशंस दे पाएँ. सो दैट वे यू विल इन्वॉल्व ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स इन योर क्लास. Another thing that is very very important is that your interactivities that you give, the activities you take up in the classroom should be very very interactive, because the participants have to be active in the learning experience. So aapko you'll have to banish that passivity that happens in the classroom, specifically about the students who are not so good at the concept. They would remain passive in the class. They might even put themselves on mute and switch off their camera and go away somewhere. So what is your way of keeping it? Either you can do it by enforcing the rule and discipline, or you can on the contrary give some icebreaker activities or some puzzles or some presentations and peer reviews where they feel that yes, what the other person is holding review for me, it's important, so I should be presenting it in a very very which catches everybody's attention. And you have to make a note of which ones actually resonate and which ones are really interactive and which ones are not. And many of these activities you will be able to conduct directly, and regardless of the internet connection also you can do certain activities. For instance, you can give a task wherein the student can solve a puzzle via the whiteboard usage functionality, and alternatively they can use other online tools also available for them. There is also one more feature, very interesting feature, which is the breakout groups. This tomorrow's the 21st century is all about collaboration. One of the most important tool of learning would be collaboration, wherein they would need to interact with their peer group and learn. They would do projects collaboratively. So breakout rooms and assigning them particular tasks that they can do in the breakout rooms, and although they are instructor controlled, like you have got the privilege and the freedom to go into any breakout room and see what they are doing, what they are discussing, and then after the breakout room is over, they can come back to the main room and discuss and present what they discussed in the breakout room. So that's a very good way of making them interact with each other, entering into group discussions and peer participation. So this approach is absolutely a very very great tool in our hands. There are lots of other free tools also available, wherein they can, like Animoto empowers the students to create 30-second small video clippings, or word clouds, Kahoot, and things like that. And then there is Menti.com. So there are lots of free online gamifications also, lots of gamification strategies, and that you could design, and you can give them something of that kind. One thing more, seek feedback from your students. How they learn, how they want to learn should be taken into consideration. And the final word, that embracing the digital revolution and making the leap into online can be nerve-wracking, very, very difficult, but yet in some ways it's going to open a virtual doorway to new learning experiences that we've already and always been dreaming of, because technology is there to stay, and we need to handhold our children, take them across this digital road by hand-holding them. So all that we need and all that they need is motivation. And it's the onus of motivating our children to do better is on us. So friends, happy learning and good teaching. All the best.